We are at Capture Dimensions in Richardson, Texas, and this is the State of Awesome.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted. You know you could.
We're at Capture Dimensions in Richardson, Texas. This is Jordan Williams, the man who makes it happen. Tell me a little bit about what we have going on right now.
All right, so this is our studio. It's our photogrammetry studio. We have a full surround of DSLR cameras that we use to digitize any animate subject, people, pets, babies. We basically have this huge surround of cameras. We get every angle possible and stitch it all together into a 3D image. It's just like getting a normal photograph taken, except it's a lot of them simultaneously.
So what you're saying is I could come and get my picture taken with every inch of my body taken and then get a little tiny sculpture of it.
Absolutely, if that's what you want. And then also in the fashion world, we've had some scantily clad people so that we can get their full geometry. We have a design show coming up in Paris in a couple months, and we've got a model coming in really soon. We're gonna scan her and then he's gonna build the dress to her, and it'll be sort of a digital showcase of that.
I really like that you use the word geometry to refer to
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
That's a good phrase.
A lot of polygons.
A lot of polygons. Jordan's gonna give the State of Awesome crew a chance to be photographed. But first, he had a few tips on how to take the best photo.
Do something interesting behind your back, or hold some interesting prop that applies to everything. Yeah, I mean, bring some wings or whatever you feel like.
Now it's time for us to go on the stage and work a little magic. But before they could get our close-ups, they had to calibrate the camera with the help of a special friend.
This is Alfonso Riviero.
So tell me a little bit about this tape that you have on your body. Is it for fashion? Who are you wearing tonight? No, I will not kiss you, perv. Now that we've got that out of the way, it's time for the photo shoot.
Yeah, so this is photogrammetry. This is really good for animate objects, for doing people and pets and things that are gonna move. There are still better ways to scan objects if you're able to actually get and move around them and rotate them and things like that if they're not going to move throughout the process. But that's what we use for scanning a lot of objects, and we do that for the art community. We'll scan a sculpture and we'll digitize it and replicate them.
Hello. That's it?
That's it. So that's, so now it takes about 30-45 seconds for these computers to frantically shuffle all of that image data over to the server. So yeah, this is one of our 4 trigger stations that we use to control all of our shots.
After the photos are taken, they're sliced together by a computer, which creates the final 3D image. Though the computer does a good deal of the heavy lifting, the engineers at Capture Dimensions go in and do the final touches. Adjusting skin tone, making sure everything looks exactly as it should, so that the finished 3D model is picture perfect. From there, the guys at Capture Dimensions use a 3D printer to print out actual 3D sculptures.
Okay, so this is a 3D printer. This is, it's printing in PLA. This is the MakerBot. It's probably the most well-known consumer 3D printer. It's one that a lot of people use these days, kind of on a hobbyist level. We use it a lot for prototyping, trying new things, and doing a lot of our monochrome printing that we're then finishing in different methods.
They even have a secret weapon to keep things sticking together.
I sometimes spray a little AQUANET on there to give it a little more stick at times.
So AQUANET.
AQUANET.
It's not just for old ladies anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Using this process, they can 3D print almost anything.
So yeah, if somebody gives us a CAD file of a Glock, we can close it off and, not print a real Glock, because that doesn't work very well. But we could print it in black and make it look pretty well like one.
Yo, Jimmy Two Eyes. I told you once and I told you twice. You're not gonna come in my house and disrespect me. Get ready to sleep with the fishes. Bang, 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 bang. It's not real. I was acting. This is not a real gun. It is fake. It has been 3D printed at Captured Dimensions. End scene. But it's not just fun and games. Jordan tells me that there is an even bigger problem that he hopes 3D printing will be able to tackle.
We have the dream of being able to really actually help people with this. A lot of this, kind of what you've seen and what we're doing currently on at least a B2C level is kind of gimmicky, I guess, in a way. We're really wanting to have some real impact with people down the road. So people that have lost an arm or maybe never had one, we can scan the other one, match that geometry, and make pretty realistic looking prosthetics, at least geometrically. So here I can scan. So this is an arm we're scanning, for instance. You can see it building out the model in real time.
The applications for this type of 3D imaging are endless. And Jordan and his team at Captured Dimensions are always working to fill a new need. To get your very own 3D sculpture, visit CapturedDimensions.com or find them on Facebook at facebook.com/CapturedDimensions. I can't wait to have a 3D model of myself next to my 3D model of Beyonce that I made. But it's probably not as good as the ones that you guys make here.
I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Thank you so much for letting us tour your awesome space. Make sure you guys stay tuned and check out the next episode of The State of Awesome.
You could be lost.